Hey guys, it's Kieran from Thrifted Living. So I'm super excited because today I am participating in the second part of a collab series with Adrienne from Crafty Mom. This is a Thanksgiving themed collab series, and today's theme is a DIY project for Thanksgiving. So today I've actually made for you a DIY video on how to make your own DIY coasters. Now, I think this is a pretty clever project that I did because in garage sale haul number 20, which I just posted a couple days ago, I'll link that below if you want to see, I found a whole box of ceramic tiles. And so what I did was I looked on Pinterest and I found a DIY project for Thanksgiving using ceramic coasters to make little, ceramic tiles to make little coasters. So check out my DIY video on how you can do it yourself. Okay, so for this project you're going to need a few things. The first thing you're going to need are ceramic tiles. So I actually got these at an estate sale not too long ago, and I'll link the haul video where I hauled these so you guys can see. But I got an entire box of these red ceramic tiles for $1, and you can see they were used on something previously, and they were just taken off, you know, very delicately as to keep them in a good condition. So you need ceramic tiles, and I really like the color, so what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to wipe them down. So this is the first thing that you need for the project. The next thing that you will need is fairly easy to find in your yard, at least in the East Coast, on the East Coast right now. There are leaves, obviously. So I went out into the yard and I found a bunch of different fall leaves. I tried to like have different colors and different sizes, but pretty much I have to keep it a pretty small size so that it'll fit on top of the tile. So you need to go find some fall leaves. The next thing that you will need is Mod Podge, but I don't like to buy it because it's so expensive, so I'm actually going to make my own, which is glue and water. And I believe it's 50% glue to 50% water. And so I'm just gonna mix that up, and then I'll be able to use that to decoupage the leaves onto the ceramic tile. You will also need some brushes. I wanted to actually use like bristle brushes, but I didn't have any. But I did have these sponge brushes, so we'll see if these work to decoupage. I haven't used these before for that purpose, so we will find out. Just to add a little extra excitement and glamour, I found these lace stickers at the dollar store, at the Dollar Tree, and they're so pretty. I really like the style and the design, so I'm hoping to be able to try to use them on the coaster as well. The last thing you will need are these marbles, these like I call them Mancala beads because they remind me of what Mancala beads look like when you play the game. Flat on one side and rounded on the other. You'll need some of those and a hot glue gun as well, because we're going to use that to raise the coaster up a little bit so that the ceramic tile, so that the rough ceramic tile isn't scratching up your table. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to wipe off these tiles because they are pretty dusty and pretty dirty. While I let the coasters dry a little bit, I'm going to try to make the decoupage, the Mod Podge liquid. So I just have a little bowl that I also got at a garage sale. I'm going to just pour a little bit of water into it. And I'm going to open my Elmer's glue that I got at Big Lots. It doesn't have to be Elmer's, I think it can really be any type of glue. And pour it in. Oh yeah. This is one of my first times doing this, so I might have used too much. Don't know, we will find out. And I think for this, for stirring, I'm actually going to use the end of the brush just so that I don't get this all gunky yet. So I'm just going to stir it up. And there's the finished product. Okay, so now that my coaster is all dry, I'm going to take the leaves that I found and put them together and see what looks nice. So I have two leaves that I think will work for this first one. They're two smaller leaves, and so I think they'll look nice together. And I really liked this leaf, but I only found one of it out in my yard, so I was like, bummer, but oh well, I found some other cool ones. So I'm gonna put those two together, and then I have these stickers that I found at the dollar store, and they're actually, I'm trying to get it in focus. There we go. They're actually lace. They're meant to look like lace. And I thought they were gonna be just like plain stickers, but they're actually like foam. They're like kind of smushy, and so I think they'll look really nice together. So I was thinking about actually taking it and cutting it in strips, kind of to make it almost look like flower petals, and then putting it behind the leaves. So I'm gonna try that, see how it looks, and hopefully it looks good together. Okay, so I kind of decided to put them together in almost like a cross pattern, and I'm going to now put the leaves on top. Oh yay, it looks pretty. So this is the part when I'm going to decoupage them. This is when I'm going to glue them onto the tile. And let me get some paper towels to put underneath so I don't make too much of a mess. Okay, so what I did to try to prevent a big mess was I actually got like a gallon-sized Ziploc bag and put it underneath, and then I have a paper towel on top, and then I have the coaster sitting on top of that. And I'm gonna put a little extra paper towel on the side for the Mod Podge. Okay, so I'm going to stir it up a little bit because I've done this one other time and the glue has kind of just sank to the bottom when I do this, and I just let it sit for a few minutes. So I'm going to just get my brush all soaked with the glue, with the Mod Podge mixture, and then I'm just going to go over top of the leaves. And the thing about this, you kind of have to soak them pretty heavily with the glue mixture for them to stick. I almost like to do a layer of just getting it really wet, and then I come back to it and I do another layer to like really smooth it out. And you gotta definitely pay attention to these areas like right here where there are two coming on top of each other. And if you see any spots that are sticking up, I kind of just like to take the brush and just hold it on there for a second. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry, and then I will come back out and do another coat. As you can see, the glue is still drying. Since you have to use so much of it, it does take a little while to dry. You can see like some big puddles of it right through there. But I think it's turning out really nice, and I am just waiting for it to dry. Okay, so as you can see, it is mostly dried. I do have a couple of little pieces of glue right there that are still a little tacky, but I think that's okay. I think I can move on to the next step. So I plugged in my hot glue gun. I don't think you necessarily need a high temp glue gun, but I found this and I think it was my mom's, and you know, just pretty much use whatever you could find. So I have my hot glue gun all plugged in and ready to go. So I also have my little Mancala beads. I'm just gonna take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, that's 5. So I don't think it really matters what color they are because they're gonna go in the bottom. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna take the coaster and you're gonna flip it over. And I'm gonna hold mine up. You could just set it down on the table, but I'm gonna hold mine up since it's not completely dried yet. And you're just gonna take your hot glue gun and you're gonna put a little dot of glue in the corner, and then you're gonna stick a little bead on. Be very careful because it is very hot. And then you could just like lay it down to let it dry, or you could just kind of turn it over. Like, it's kind of cold where I'm recording right now, so these are actually This one still moves a little bit, but they're pretty hard already, so I can actually just flip it over. The one thing I hate about hot glue is the little strings that it leaves behind. So there you have it, guys. We have a decoupaged leaf ceramic tile coaster. If I had to estimate how much I paid for this whole thing, probably like 10 cents maybe, because I got this whole box full of tiles, and then these were also, you know, added in a box full of other crafts. So seriously, I got all of this stuff with the exception of the leaves at a garage sale. Thank you guys so much for watching part 2 of my collab series with Adrian from Crafty Mom. I hope you guys liked my DIY ceramic tile coasters. Please make sure that you watch all of the other YouTubers that participated in this collab series. I will link the playlist to those videos below. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!